Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to some more Victoria 3 and oh my god, a brand new series here with the Great Wave. First, let me make sure everything's working here. Hello, me. Hey, right back at you, buddy. All right. Let's see. What do we got going on? What do we got going on? Hey, Justin Harris, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Are we modernizing the shogunate today or just staring romantically at the cherry blossoms? Why can't we do both? Regardless, we simply must rival Qing for lacking romance and having absolutely no scope for the imagination. They can make our puffed sleeves. You've got it. You are there, my friend. You are there. Hey, just 24. What's up? What's up? Nice to see you. Oh man, you know I appreciate a good pun. You know I appreciate a good pun. I love it. I love it. Where are we here? What are we here? Hey, Super Frank, what is up? What is up? Oh, hey, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Wow. Oh, 4 months on Prime sub. Wow, thank you, thank you. Why does it show this message now? My sub runs out in 2 days. Oh, did someone give Claude full access to the Twitch source code? Huh, I don't know. Well, that's interesting. I don't know. Well, welcome in, my friend, welcome in. Yeah. Yep. So I've been banished to the corner here. That is right. So I'm going to be out of town for the rest of the week. So today will be the only streams I'm doing. My mother-in-law's coming with us, and so the office is also a guest bedroom. So I am in the dining room. So my normal streaming setup, but just in a different location at home, unlike the Purple Void. It was great to see you make a cameo appearance in General stream last night. Yeah, oh, nice. Yeah, I hope you get set up. Yeah, we got to see some of the new content in action on the Generalist stream last night. You had early access to it, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, we are getting started here. So the Great Wave 1.13 is out. So we are going to start a brand new run here in Japan. We're going to do all the narrative content. We're going to go for all the achievements, because I think there is how many is it? There's 5 new Japan specific achievements. So we'll see how much we can get, because some of them I think will counteract the others, but we're going to get as many as we can. So we're starting with the Tokugawa Shogunate. The strength of the ruling Tokugawa Shogunate is failing, with famine and unrest spreading all across the country. Wonderful. The Edo period has lasted in Japan for over 200 years. Will it be able to last 200 more? Damn right it will. Let's get it started. Also, I just looked into the update DLC content. I think I will, again, wait for the expansion to become cheaper. I don't think the mechanics, but the actual DLC adds is something I'm willing to pay full price for. Interesting, yeah, I can see that. There are, though, some really good, what is it called, like admiral missions that you can send your admirals out on. I think piracy is behind the DLC. I'll have to double check. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, and that's kind of what the devs want. Well, not want, they want you to buy the DLC, but they want the game to be something that you can play without the DLC if you don't want to buy it, so totally. Oh yeah, just find a friend that bought it and play multiplayer. There you go. There's always a workaround, right? Alright, so let's look at our starting situation here. So we'll start with tech. You know, we got 2 more in the first level here. I do want to get through the Atmo engine. We're going to start with tech spread on cotton gin. Although, I'm pretty sure, I'll double check, there are some laws that are going to limit our tech spread. So let's just do it. Let's get the Atmo engine. I don't think we need to rush for railways just yet, because I was clicking around on some of the states. I think we're kind of okay. I'd like to get that. And then we are on traditionalism, so let's go romanticism, water tube boiler, stock exchange, because we get that plus 10% mappy. And then we'll go for railway. So we'll start with that. Something added with the new update. We can now cancel the current thing being researched and not have to mess up the rest of our list. Always nice. Friends, there is a reason I'm addicted to spreadsheet games. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Super Frank. I don't do multiplayer as much. Yeah, I wish I knew more people in my like everyday life that played this. When the Dev Diary came out last week and they showed the list of new achievements, you know, they have the one that's called Thanks Obama. She just saw me like trying to explain it to my wife, like you won't believe it. There's one called Thanks Obama because there's a state called Obama, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's hilarious." She did not appreciate it, nor should she, because she has no context for it. All right. I sounded like my son trying to explain Roblox to her. Or when my son explains Roblox to her, I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's what got me banished to the corner. She's like, oh, that's so funny. Go sit in the corner of the dining room now. All right, now we have our brand shiny new ship construction queue here. We'll get to this in a second. But, you know, we have two construction sectors going already, one in Kanto, one in Osaka. The problem is the one in Kanto here. Well, this one's not so bad. Well, yeah, no. So they only have one level of iron mine. I don't really care for that for a construction sector. Same thing with Osaka. Osaka doesn't even have iron. But we do have Tohoku, which has a ton of people and a ton of iron and everything. So we're going to move our two construction sectors here. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that we're unrecognized. So even though we start with a pretty high rank, we have a 29.5% interest rate. So we don't want to go into debt yet. So that means we're not going to start with two construction sectors at the top of the list. So we're going to build the inputs for it here first. So they don't have tooling here yet. So we'll start with tooling. 3 more of those, 1 of those. We'll build 2 construction sectors, and then we'll do 5 iron mines so that then we can switch to iron frame buildings. This will be our initial construction queue. What's our... Okay, so only -1%. So we'll throw some road maintenance down here. So once we get these 2 construction sectors, we're going to delete the ones in Kanto and Osaka, and then we'll work towards getting them over to iron frame buildings. Now, in terms of our ships, we don't yet have an arms industry or an artillery factory, so we're not going to build a ship yet until we get that. I suppose we could import it. So we have, well, okay, I'm kind of going all over the place here. So we'll get to the ships in a moment. Let's take a look at our government here. So our leader is Shogun Tokugawa Inari. He's a hedonist. Okay, so clergy gets lowered political strength. Expensive tastes, so wonderful for that. And he's arrogant, we lose legitimacy. So great, I love you so much. The weird moment for me was when I was able to answer a trivia question on TV while watching with my girlfriend about the 4 different ideas during the London conference. Why do you know that? Well, during my Austria run. Oh my god, I've done that so many times with my wife, where I'm like, oh, you know what it was? Oh my god, so that when Trump is having that feud with the Pope, and they're like, and one of the people in the administration, like, they invoked some old like thing that where they caused harm to the Pope, and I was like, oh yeah, the Western Schism. And my wife was like, how do you know about that? And I'm like, I'm actively going through it in EU5 right now. She's like, oh my god. All right. So we got a whole bunch of laws to get off of. Hey, King Hulk, what's up? What's up? Good morning, Ham. It is finally the 28th. Can't wait to see you making Japan great with this new DLC. I cannot wait either. I cannot wait. Here we go. So, I would like to get off of serfdom here. Here's the problem. One of the Japan achievements, actually the one that I just mentioned, thanks Obama, as Japan, prior to abolishing serfdom, have Hokushinetsu's side with you during a civil war. But so we'd have to try to start up a civil war here. But I really just want to get off of serfdom. I don't want to stay on it. I mean, we could try going after something else first. Like, we have the new Navy laws here. We're starting with Merchant Navy. I don't care for it too much because we're getting this negative 10% ship construction efficiency. Now, it's going to be a little bit of time before we start building ships, so I don't think this has to be the first law we tackle, but we do want to get off of it. Now we have this status system, and we start on the second one. Basically, it limits the amount of acceptance and qualifications for all our different social classes. And if we look over here, like India does now, we start with a caste system, the Edo status system. Basically, in a nutshell, what this does is it tries to lower the acceptance and the status of industrialists, basically, and urban pops, and it raises up the landowners and the samurai. So getting a lax status order will give us more qualifications and acceptance to our industrialist class. So we could try to do this, but we don't have any support yet for this one. Also fun to know why so many Suriname people play for the Dutch national team. Why Belize is English speaking, etc. Yeah, exactly, right? Why so many North Africans play for France. Now we have land-based taxation. See, so this is the thing I'm talking about. Normally, I would just say we're starting with serfdom. We're going to get off serfdom. We're basically going to brick one of the achievements for us, so whatever. We won't go for that one. Tenant farmers or peasant proprietorship. Let's see. Yeah, we get a 90% stall on this one. So we'll start with tenant farmers. I don't want to end up spending like the first 8 years trying to get on that. So we'll do this. Who can we throw in government to help us with that? Heyman? Yeah, they're not so bad. We can put them in there. And who else was it that supported that? Yeah, that's about it. All right. So let's throw them in there. Raise our chances here. So we'll start with that. Let's throw some promote social mobility down because we've got a lot of authority. What's our most populated places? All right, let's look at population here. So 3.8 million, 1.7, 4 million, 2 million, 4 million, 5, 4, and 3. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? This one, Osaka, right? Wait, which one of these was it? They had... Oh no, not this one. We want that one. Alright, we'll start with that for now. Hey, Reb Brown, hello, hello. Japan with an E? Wait, what? Well, first off, hello, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Japan with an E? Hey, Andre, hello, hello, greetings. Have a great stream, make Japan a great naval power again. Yes, yes. Good to see you, how you doing? All right, what else do we need to do? Oh, you know, we can negotiate. We don't really need to. We'll leave that as is. Now, when you go to the diplomacy screen, we can see our strategic interests. So we start with level 4 here, because this is our home region. And then we start with level 2 here, so we can do diplomatic plays there. Though level 2 does give us more infamy when we do stuff there. But that's about all we have right now, until we get some ships. Let's... Yeah, we can keep everything as is for right now. We actually... You know, we actually have a very good budget. Let's actually... Okay, so we actually will start with the construction sectors up top. Because we're probably not going to go broke over it. Famous last words, maybe. Oh, I saw the Green Gables title. Yeah, and they turned the books into a TV show a couple of years ago called Anne with an E. It's pretty good. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Japan with an E it is then. I should have done that on there. That would have been funny. All right. I think we're ready for the unpause. Oh, and then lastly, let's look at our journal entries here, see what we got going on. Hey, Jack. Hello, hello. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? Since the Kanai era and the earliest days of Tokugawa power, Japan has been a country close to outsiders, a trickle of trade with a few select nations at a few designated ports is all that has ever been allowed. While this system has lasted for more than 2 centuries, the world is beginning to change in ways that make it harder to keep the country locked down, even if interests within Japan wish things could remain the same forever. If foreign attempts to open our lands cannot be stopped, then we must import their ideas as well as their goods. So this will complete if we get Sokoku off, and this is our trade policy, which we're going to go through in a moment, and if we don't have closed borders. And then we also have this tempo crisis. Declared in 1830, the Tenpo, or Heavenly Protection era, initially lived up to its auspicious name. However, poor weather conditions on Honshu would soon result in soaring rice prices and a country-wide famine, while the increasing wealth and influence of the Chonin threatens the established samurai order. Meanwhile, on the horizon, Western great powers are getting ever bolder, and their merchantmen and gunboats ever closer to our shores. Seeking to address these issues, reform-minded notables have outlined their visions to the Bakufu. So basically, this will complete, once we have completed at least 8 of the agenda goals. So we have a reformer's agenda, these 4 things, the hardliner's agenda, these 4 things, and then shared. These guys basically want to work towards industrialization. These guys want to work more towards traditionalism. And then depending on whose reforms we get more of, we can get this stuff. And so I don't want to go more on the hardliner side. We'd like to go to the reformer side. But this isn't so bad either. We can issue the frugal ordinance. I'm doing good, thanks. How are you doing? I'm good. I'm good now that we can do some great wave content here. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. The growing decadence of the urban shonen is threatening the stability of our rule. They have now begun to act above their station, flaunting their wealth for all to see. We must remind them of their role in society by imposing further legal restrictions on luxury items, entertainment, and literature. So if we do this, we get more upper strata loyalists, but more lower strata radicals, and we get frugal ordinance added to our caste system. So the Chonin lose political strength. Yeah, I don't really want to do this. This is one of the hardliners one, right? Frugal ordinance. No, who's a jet? What will this do? I mean, clearly this is for the hardliners, but I don't see what that does here. So we want to get to lax status order. We want to get off hereditary bureaucrats and get level 3 urban centers. All right. So we'll do that. All right. Away we go, my friends. Here we go. Following years of adverse weather, famine grips the land of the Tokugawa shogunate. With the poor and destitute struggling to make ends meet, the Bakufu faces growing discontent from those who believe that the government could do more. Yeah, so we have the Tenpo crisis. Severe torrential rains have struck Honshu, ruining the country's critically important rice harvests and severely degrading Japanese food security. All across Honshu, the abodes of moneylenders and suspected rice hoarders are targeted by mobs engaging in so-called uchikowashi, resulting in countrywide devastation. So middle strata pops and lower strata pops become more radical. Okay. So what's going on? So we have no shortages. We have a famine. Oh, down here. Okay. So we have famine here. All right. But I think we don't have any shortages. Yeah, we have this. So eventually we're going to need to start building up some of this. Now, we did get something here. Combat rice hoarding. The political and economic instability of the Tokugawa shogunate has caused unscrupulous actors to purchase and hoard large quantities of rice, driving up prices. As a consequence, many Japanese families now find themselves without the means to purchase enough rice to feed themselves. Oh, okay, so we're getting more goods consumption from peasants. So if we get this... Oh, so we'll need 40 levels of rice farms. But if we do that, we're completing one of the hardliners' agenda. So, not great. Accusations of rice hoarding and price gouging has caused tensions between farmers and merchants in Tohoku to boil over, with the peasants' ranks swelled by brigands and beggars. Local authorities now face province-wide rebellion. Damn, 4% of lower strata pops lose their lives. We get devastation, we get more radicals. Minus 100%. Oh, damn. Okay, so we'll get 8% devastation, and for 5 years, we won't get any devastation recovery. Or let it die out on its own, so only 2% of middle strata pops lose their lives. They become more radical. Apply local village herdsmen to help quell this. Oh, okay, so I don't mind this one. The only real bad thing here is Tohoku will lose some taxation capacity for 5 years, so we'll do this. Alright, so we got the construction sectors built. So let's get rid of these. It'll keep this as our construction state. Isn't it all right to stick with the hardliners early on? So yeah, you know, here's the thing. First of all, in order to end this thing, we are going to have to do some of the hardliner stuff. But the other thing is, one of the achievements I do want to go for is the Kobugatai. As Japan achieve union of court and shogunate. This is going to be in the Honorable Restoration Journal entry. And so basically we're going to have to, if this would just stay up there, yeah, have the Honorable Restoration complete with a shogunate victory. So yeah, we are going to have to side with them. So maybe it is not so bad here, right? We probably will end up building this because we need the food anyway. And so we can combat it. As long as I would like to get more reformer agenda than hardliner agenda, because if we complete it, basically we get more political strength to the officers who right now are, because of the caste system, are very powerful already. We'll get more loyal. Well, I guess actually the hardliner agenda here, it doesn't look so bad. But I kind of like this one more. See, because we're going to side with the shogunate in the Honorable Restoration, I would like to get as much political strength to our capitalists as we can now, because they're losing a lot by being in the lower strata of the caste system. All right, law progress consideration. Hey, Power Joris, hello, hello. How are you? Why won't you spread your construction sectors across the country? Then when you modernize it, you can slowly increase the price of iron so you won't have any shortages. Well, eventually, yeah, we're going to want more construction sectors throughout. But right now, I want construction to be as cheap as possible because we are unrecognized and we have a 29.6% interest rate, which is extremely high. At the moment, we can't afford to dip into debt at all. So I want construction to be cheap so that it doesn't cost us a lot, and then our investment pool can gain up a little bit. So definitely at the beginning here, I want to localize construction as much as possible. And eventually I want to move to iron frame buildings. So to have, like this, we had a construction sector here, and we don't have any iron here. I mean, maybe later in the game we'll start putting some construction here, but I don't think it's beneficial at the beginning of the game when you're unrecognized and you have almost a 30% interest rate. So, 4 years, you know. Yeah, and right now we have no iron mines built. All right, what are these guys building? Opium and tea. All right, fine. Plus 15% military goods cost. You know, I didn't even look at our navy or our military yet. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, right. So at least at the beginning here, we'll do that. You know, we have a pretty big military. And our leader here is the general. Command limit. Plus 10% vulnerability, but that's just for ships. So as long as he's not a admiral. Supply efficiency, supply consumption. Alright. So, we'll make this one our National Guard unit. A clash of thought has erupted in Kyoto. Rural firebrands have criticized the tenant farmers' laws for supporting a master-servant relationship with the daimyo. Yeah. So we'll lose 5% and 3% approval from the daimyo. 5%. Yeah, we'll probably take this. We'll lose 3 approval from the hymen. Or just lose 10%. We don't want to lose 3, because then we'll get to outspoken. Oh, Tazama. So we lose. Okay, so this is specific. So we're not going to get the tax loss that we normally get. So we only lose conscriptable battalions and authority. But these guys are at 10. But we'll lose farmers markets. Are they actually at 10 or are they higher than that? Yeah. You know, we'll take this. Actually don't mind this. We can afford... We're not going to war right now. We don't need the conscripts. You know, something else we can look at, we have a strait. So the Shugaru Strait, and we control both sides of it. No naval fortifications yet. And there's no trade going through it. But yeah, not so bad. Hey, Jaymakers, what's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. You know, something else we might actually go for once we get some ships built. One of the achievements here is Martin Onward's Pirates. As an unrecognized nation, do piracy in the Baltic Sea for 1 year or more. We are unrecognized, so we are able to engage in piracy. So once we get some ships, we'll look into maybe doing that and see if we can add that to our list of achievements here. Yeah, look at this. It's all irregular. We have no specialty units. Wait, so why do we have... Oh, we do have a naval fortification. Where is this? Oh, our subject has it. So we have 2 subjects. We have Ryukyu. So we have them, and we have Izochi as subjects. Update looks cool. Great power's got to work harder for overseas power now. Yes, they do, right? But unfortunately, so do we. All right, how's this general? So, minus 100% morale loss, morale recovery, but less of a kill rate. Alright, so we'll keep, so we'll make these guys our main army, and then eventually, why don't we make these guys... Oh, this guy has defensive strategists. Then you know what? We'll just keep you... I mean, we could move these guys around, but what's the point? And then eventually we'll add cavalry to this one. Doesn't really make a difference right now, but I might as well reset it up. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding tenant farmers, Mizuno Tadakuni of the Daimyo has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. Ah. See, good thing I'm glad I didn't take the disapproval from the Hyman before. So we'll take that, and we can still stay on farmers markets. So we'll get through this. Ooh, now that we're at a 68% stall, maybe we will negotiate with the samurai here. Despite ungentlemanly comments, raised voices, and the shaking of fists, the samurai have admitted to several compromises that would change their perception of tenant farmers. Oh my god. Oh wait, so power projection. For some reason I was thinking battalions. It's like, what? Put a stick in the hand of every man, woman, and child in Japan. Vow to pass. Oh, diplomatic fleet next. Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. We could do that. Yeah. Raise our standard of living by 2.2. That's probably not going to happen. So we'll vow to pass diplomatic fleet next. So, you know, the guns here, we're not, this isn't for us, this is for our subjects, so we're not going to subsidize imports of that just yet. Yeah, not only a stick, a sharpened stick. We wouldn't send you out there with dull sticks. Now, one thing is, if we ever do run into money problems, we could lower some of these guys. These, like, irregular infantry really do nothing for us at the beginning here. But we're good right now. We might as well get a full gold reserve until we can get this interest rate down so that we can start getting a negative weekly balance at some point. Okay, so now we can do combat rice hoarding. Wait, what? Oh, okay, before I didn't realize at least one of these. I saw all of these and I saw this, so we don't need to do the 40 levels of rice farms. Yeah, so let's do it. And then what do we get with this? Triggers the event, land hoarders resist centralization. The area within Tenri or Edo and Osaka represents a complicated jumble of Tenryo, Daimyo, and Hatamoto-held land. As the lack of a unified administrative structure has severe effects on national defense and our ability to utilize the land's full potential, a leading Roju has proposed its confiscation and consolidation. Dispatched landholders will be awarded oh my god, I can't speak today. We awarded land elsewhere. What's land hoarders? For 5 years we got 2,600 government expenses. Oh, I see, but we get more infrastructure tax collection decree costs. Same in Osaka. And we can do this either for rulers imperious. Our ruler has modernizer. China has been defeated by the Western powers. So we need at least one of those. So he's owned by Encanto. So we just built a naval fortification there, and we built a naval fortification in Osaka. All right, well, that's interesting. A group of influential Rengakusha led by... Hold on. Ah, man. Yeah, I did have this one up to remind myself how to pronounce this. I knew I was pronunciation was gonna be awful for these first couple streams here. Oh, hey, LaPlace, what's up? How are you? We are back with the white depressing ballroom wall of Berlin. Yeah. A group of influential Ragakusha led by Hota Masayoshi are petitioning for the rapid abolition of serfdom. So this guy, we can make him a little popular. Ooh, we could really... No, oh yeah, it's a 66% chance we'll get it. Let's take the guaranteed +10. All right. Once we start getting to the upper limit, we'll actually, like, lower taxes a bit. You know, why don't we... We'll raise this up. We'll get more authority. We'll get... Well, what was it? I think we got 2% more enactment time. But it actually isn't that much for us. Yeah, and I think that's all we need to do right now. Damn YouTube censorship. This attempt the Orange Man getting the Ayatollah treatment is infuriating. What happened? Something gets censored? Hey, hey, Nude, hello, wait, what is it? Nude folder Sigurd. Hello, hello. Just bought the game, haven't dared to start yet. Yikes, it's daunting. Get ready, get ready. It is so much fun. But yeah, a little bit of a learning curve, but it's very, very much worth it. Good time to get started since today's the day a new update came out. So a lot of stuff here is brand new. So you're experiencing it for the first time, but we're all experiencing a lot of this for the first time ourselves. But welcome in, good to have you. Yeah, I went to tell that Orange Man almost got Alt F4 by someone yesterday. I don't know what that means. I just bought the beginner's choice with Soul and HSC Spheres of Influence. Oh, and House of Commerce. Oh, Sphere of Influence, yes. And Charters of Commerce. Excellent, excellent choices right there. Two very good choices. I would say, yeah, if you're gonna do, those would be the two DLCs the top two I would recommend. So good choices there. And then they now have the Volume 3 one where you'll get this one and then the other two that are coming out later in the year. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of tenant farmers have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. Yeah, we can afford... Ooh, well, can we afford to lose bureaucracy? No, we cannot. How much would we lose? 10%? Oh. Well, I think we can, though. I don't want to lose 10% enactment chance. Oh, wait, no, sorry. We only lose 5% bureaucracy. Yeah. Oh, no, those are the radicals. You know what? You know, I said in this run, I wasn't going to lean into massive radicals all the time. But screw it. Screw it. Yesterday's news where he and Vance should be getting a press conference with someone try to... Yeah, that was a crazy thing that happened. I don't give a diddly squat about boat building. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. We're all doing this for the first time, so I'll see how much diddly squats I give about the boat building once I get more acquainted with our new ship construction that we haven't started to utilize yet. Oops. You know, one thing, I wish they would put this section a little bit higher on the UI here, but whatever. So we're building supply ships. So... yeah, we'll start to get those going. It's not taking too much... well, yeah, these are resources that could be going towards construction, but we're okay financially, so... You know, we're okay financially. What am I doing? Let's do it. Anything happen except opening the files? Yeah. By the way, if you don't know, before Meiji Restoration and the Boshin or Japan have 2 heads of state. Yeah, but not, I mean, not in the game here. I don't think that happens in the game here. All right. Well, okay, so we finally have the tooling workshop situated. So we'll get that hired up. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of tenant farmers by Mizuno Tadakuni has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the daimyo. Yeah, we don't want to lose 15. I'd rather not lose 10. Yeah, we'll take the setback and add 10% in there. Now, adding 2 additional construction sectors, getting us to 4, will kind of mess up how much iron we're doing, but if we can get down to the Atmo engine in enough time, we're getting tech spread on cotton gin, and we'll start getting tech spread on lathe next. And we do have coal here. Technically, the ruler is the emperor that resides in Kyoto, but the real power held by the shogunate and the nobles. Yeah. Yeah, I know in All Under Heaven, in Crusader Kings, with when you play as Japan, they really simulate that very well. I'm interested to see how it gets simulated here, since, I mean, it's pretty much a game mechanic where you have a ruler, and there's only one of them. Now, I do know when we get to the Honorable Restoration Journal entry, we'll be able to see a full list of the daimyo, and each state here will have a daimyo associated with them, basically like a feudal lord, and then their loyalty or disloyalty is what will affect our progress through that journal entry. Let me double check actually what activates that again. Yeah, so we have to get off of isolationism. Oh, I forgot too, we didn't go back to that. So we have Sakoku, isolationism, but basically it's kind of like the isolationism that China has. We are allowed to have trade centers in Kyushu. So we do have a trade center going. So let's pin it. And what are they trading? So we're importing. Which shogunate reside in Tokyo, but back then they called it Edo. Yeah. In real life, there's only a few survive. Yeah, I do know, at least before this update, there's an event that eventually you'll rename Edo to Tokyo. So, once we get through these logging camps and then these cotton plantations, maybe we'll do like 2 of the iron mines and then switch over to iron frame buildings and then use the added iron to get through the rest of it. Although we did build up a gold reserve for a reason, so we could switch over right at the first one. But I really don't want to hit debt. Actually, now that we have 4 of these, I don't know. More pragmatically inclined members of the Hyman, currently opposed to the passing of tenant farmers, have offered to change their stance were they to be offered certain political concessions. Such concessions would not be popular with the daimyo, however. So, we'll lose 15%, but we'll progress by 1 phase? I don't know about that. We'll gain 10. Oh, but we had political concessions to the daimyo. Well, I don't care for it, but tenant farmers is a law that eventually we're going to get off of. No, I don't want to add political concessions to these guys that are at about 48% already. You know what? I don't mind actually getting some enactment time, since this is taking forever. All right, we got cotton gin. You know what? We'll take the minus 15, but we'll go to the adoption phase. Oh, was I reading that wrong? It doesn't seem like we really lost 15%. Alright, I must have been reading it wrong. Well, then I'm glad I took that one. Hey, Lauren, what's up? What's up? How are you? How are things? Good, good, good. Everything is good. We're off to a start. We're off to a start. So far, so good. Still very early, though. How are you doing? The Satsuma in Tanegashima, Oda in Owari, and Date in Hokkaido, if I'm not wrong. Technically, these are the surviving Japan noble families. Oh, interesting. But there should be Shikakabe in Shikoku. There could be. There could be. I mean, actually, you give a good segue into the new national cast. So here's our new national cast. All the characters hanging around here in Japan that eventually can go off and do things. Doing well. Oh, just finished my nighttime meditation. Very cool, very cool. What a good practice to have. I tried starting that habit one time and I liked it, but it didn't stick. I gotta try doing that again. Hey, Swoljo, what's up? What's up? Good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Nice to catch your stream earlier with the United States. How's the USA's session going? Hey, Tim07, hello, hello. What has this update done? So it's quite a few things. So one, they added straights. So now you can control a strait and tax people going through it, block access to it, which is particularly interesting considering, depending on which straits you own, you could block, if you have the canal and this, Gibraltar, block access to the Mediterranean. So they added that. There's now a new ship construction panel now. This is how you construct ships. We're not doing it yet. Because we got to get some artillery for the inputs, but we are building supply ships. So the whole supply system for armies and navies are different now. Armies and navies now only have one general, so there's a bit of a change there. And actually, we should take a look at, there should be logistics centers now. Yeah, I wonder how that gets built. I mean, it should be attached to an army. Where would their logistics center be? I wonder, because I thought that was going to be centralized in one location now. So here's the barracks in Kanto. I wonder if that's... No, it is something you can build. I wonder if it gets built once you send the army somewhere. That could be what it is. There's 5 Japan noble families in real life. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, you think the naval admin is bugged? Yeah, I was reading through the list of known bugs right before we started, but I didn't have time to finish it. I wonder if that's one of them. A lowborn man has risen as the popular leader of the Ragakusha, with some not so pleased by such social mobility. All right, we'll go through this event, and then we'll do our 90-second break. Who's our current leader? We have a modernizer. I'd rather keep the modernizer, to be honest with you. Oh, he's making them lose pop attraction, though. Well, now we have the national cast, so if we do this, person will just get added. Ooh, but they're going to lose pop traction, 20% pop traction. Well, let's roll the dice. Let's see what we get. And we get a Mitugaku. Well, that was not a good thing to do. I would have rather had the modernizer. Well, what's this about? Oh, nice. He likes closed borders. Okay. Well, likes the lax status order, so that might help us. Okay, okay. All right, we do have to take a quick 90-second break, though, because we're about to get hit by ads. So I don't want to have ads play while we're doing gameplay. So 90 seconds, and we will be right back. All right, and we're back, and we're back. All right, what did I miss here? I missed a whole bunch of chat. Let's check real quick. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, cool as hell. Yeah, right. There's so much to explore here. I haven't scratched the surface of it yet. The last family, the one who unite Japan and land is Tokugawa. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, interesting, Lauren. I'm Buddhist. Theravada. That's the Buddhism from Southeast Asia. Ah, so I meditate every day if time allows. Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Damn, English channel doesn't count as a straight. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine? You go block the English channel. What's going on in Japan here? Who's doing what? Oh, yeah, yeah. So we got... This is the Opium War? Treaty port. Now wait, we have something going on where, what was it? China has been defeated by Western powers. So we might want to build a naval fortification in these two places and get this. Army HQ equals logistics hub, I think. Oh, okay. I see, I see. So the Army's HQ, huh? Alright, I'll have to look at that in a moment. A merchant from Russia has attempted to ignore the strict protocols of Sakoku and trade at an unsanctioned port. Their vessel, the Moraviov Krasky, has been driven away under fire by coastal batteries. Relations, such as they are with Russia, have soured. Well, I don't mind. I actually don't mind that. I'd rather not take too disapproval from the Hyman right now, so we'll take this one. Oh, the Japanese states, yeah, look different. Looks like they knew Kyoto. Yeah. So I forget which. It must. Yeah, Kyoto. They combined two states. Yeah, they change it up a little bit, and the resource allocations are a lot different. There's now not as much iron on the Japanese island here. My bad. The 5 Japan noble clan that still exists today in real life. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. These clans are different from the Japan imperial family. Cool. Okay. Yeah, new naval law. Yes, there is. There is now a new naval law. We're gonna have to, and we promised to do diplomatic fleet next. We're on merchant navy. Like most of the laws, the top one is usually not the best one because we're losing ship construction efficiency, which we don't mind right now because we're not building any ships. But we also don't like this -10 ship involvement generation. So we'll switch to a diplomatic fleet for the promise when we're done with tenant farmers here. Which we are. All right, we got tenant farmers. Excellent. So I'm glad we ended up advancing to the final phase and in that one thing. So let's keep our promise, which will be good because these guys are not happy right now. And change our navy law to... Oh, we're gonna have to throw the samurai into government here. All right, what could we do? Who else would like this? Yeah, nobody else that the daimyo are gonna like. Yeah. This sucks. So we're gonna have to do this. And we'll do the diplomatic fleet. Kyoto. Yeah. Does Kyushu still have a lot of coal and sulfur? Let's check out. Let's check it out. It looks like... Yeah, they do. And don't we get... yeah, and we get a coal building throughput on here, so... This will be our coal state. At some point, you know, we do need to start building up the gold mines as well. Financially, we're okay at the moment, but we're about to get started on the iron mines, which is very good for us. Not coyote. Oh, yeah, I didn't say coyote. I said Kyoto. Hey, Ballbill, what's up? What's up? Hello. How you doing? Good to see ya. I'm playing Crusader Kings 2. Well, I'll have you on my second monitor. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very cool. I gotta try Crusader Kings 2 since it's free on Steam. Oh, they nerfed it. Oh, did they have a lot more than this before? They had more than 52 levels of coal mines. Yeah, they changed a lot of the resource allocations. I think, you know, so that you have even more encouragement to open up your market and get off the island. We lost this. Oh, because of our legitimacy. Yeah. Oh, hey, Swolejoel, thank you for the subscription. Happy to support fellow Viking 3 streamers. Oh, my friend, thank you. Oh, 6-month subscription. You are amazing, my friend. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate that so much. How do I give... I always forget how to do this whole shout-out thing on... let me give you a shout-out here on... Yeah! Fellow Vicky 3 streamer, my friend Swolejoel. Check him out. Oh, he's doing some cool things. It used to be 72 coal, 40 sulfur, so it was the best state, basically. Oh, 72 coal, 40. Wow. Yeah, a lot of the resources got lowered quite a bit. I think iron, though, took the biggest hit, from what it sounded like. Glad to grow up with CK2, but damn, CK3 is better. Yeah, I never played CK2. So just the fact that it's free, I kind of want to check it out. But yeah, I love CK3. Alright, so we're on to the iron mines here. I think I will... Let's get the first one going so we can at least get at least one iron mine going. We'll switch to iron frame buildings, and I think we'll be able to sustain... No, actually, you know, because we're going to get an input goods shortage on iron if we do that. We're going to need 190 iron. We currently have, like, none. Yeah, we literally have none. This damn naval fortification. How much is one iron mine giving us again? 20. Alright. So we're getting tech spread on lathe. We really do need to get to the Atmo engine here. So actually, I think we're going to try to get through a lot of these before we switch over. Private sector is being oh so helpful. What countries was this DLC focus on? It's mainly Japan. Mainly Japan, because the main focus of this DLC is more mechanics, the Navy and naval warfare, but it's also an immersion pack for Japan. Now, it doesn't sound like there's any content, but they changed Australia up quite a bit, which it looks like it would be a very fun play, because now most of it is decentralized, and so you really got to work to build up the colony here. So that was the other thing. And then Ryukyu here got some content as well, but this is also kind of part of Japan. So it's mainly all Japan. A social club popular with the educated classes held a salon in Kyoto with Aziwa Sishiasi speaking in favor of the diplomatic fleet as an honored guest. Ooh, yeah. We'll take this. We get less. We only get 5% success chance. But we have a lot of people getting hits on qualifications. So, plus 5% qualifications, we'll take that. Yeah, they're going to want quite a lot. I think we're okay on that. You could probably play a Singapore or Qatar game now with the Straits. Yeah, actually, that would be a lot of fun. It would be interesting, right? You know, there's also a lot of content for Morocco from the Iberian Twilight DLC. Combine that with maybe going for trying to get back Spanish Al Rif and control one side of the strait. That would be an interesting play. Alright. Every time Victoria 3 gets an update, I gather strength for a week or two. Not a single gate drains so much energy from me. Yeah. I know, it's just, it's so fun, but yes, and like mentally exhausting sometimes trying to relearn a lot of the mechanics. So maybe next we'll go after getting off of closed borders. Because if we complete this, we'll get, yes, political strength to the shonen, which will be good, because they're on the verge of being demarginalized. Actually, yeah, all of these guys for 10 years getting that much political strength will be good. Wonder if it's worth it to start. I mean, we have a lot of influence. Let's improve relations with Russia. Because at some point, we're gonna have to go after Korea and China. So maybe we can get them on our side. We have this up here that can be colonized, so at some point we'll want to get a colonization law. What kind of resources do they have over here? Right? How many people? Yeah. Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. Let's do a rarity for me. Let's move to speed 4 here, because we really just got to get through this build queue. Alright. Now, let's take a look at what decisions we have. Is there anything new here? No, same old stuff there. So, taming the north. If we own Yeza... Oh, if we own all of it... Oh, I see. Okay. And what would we get out of this? The 8th Circuit. I'm not sure what happens with that. Oh, and we need a urban center there. So they're our subject right now. We could always try to annex them at some point. Or like... Oh, that's right. Yeah, we can't do aggressive diplomatic plays. Which law is that again? I think it's our... Is it the Bakufu? No, or the Sokoku. Yes. We can't do so we can't really start diplomatic plays. We can be involved in them, but we can't really start them. Interesting. Alright. Despite not enjoying full rights under Japanese law, some wealthier Han people have begun moving into neighborhoods and frequenting establishments they would normally be excluded from. So what are we getting from them right now? Yeah, we can afford for them to lose a little bit of happiness on this. But, minus 15% pop attraction. Well, It is what it is. Regardless of the governing caucus's stance, the fiercest debates on diplomatic fleet come from these two. The Jisha and populace stirred by Aziawa Seishisai. Okay, Aziawa Seishisai's movement. The end is nowhere in sight. Do we like this person? Oh yeah, the leader, they're an agitator. Okay. The Sonojoy movement gets activism. We don't mind the Sonojoy movement, although I guess we're not really leaning into them because of the achievement we're going for. And we'll lose 3% from these guys. Or... so nothing's really going to help us with the law. We'll take that one. Alright, we finally got one iron mine built. You know what we'll do? Oh, the samurai. Alright, the samurai pushed for diplomatic fleet. Nice. So we're getting more success chance from that. In order to create a need for the iron mines, get them to start hiring up, go to wrought iron tools. A bookkeeper in government administration employed by the Japanese Dutch Society is under investigation for bribery. Who's in that? What do they call it again? The Rengakusha. Ooh, or we get more loyalists. But we could use legitimacy right now. 41, what do we gain? 5? I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Wait, is there another event? No, okay. Studying world economy in my university. Funny that Victoria 3 was the reason for my subject choice. Oh, nice. I mean, I think that makes sense. I think, like, if you enjoy doing a game like this, you might enjoy learning about the real life stuff. Sometimes playing this game, I do wish I had, like, I'd taken more, like got a minor in history or something like that. Because I do enjoy the history. If I could go back and do it all over again. Alright, so we have... how much money do we have saved up? We have a lot of money saved up. See, I would move to... I guess we could give it a try. We can move to iron frame buildings now. I'm afraid, though, we're going to get a shortage. The money I'm not as worried about, but I don't know about the... yeah. But we're still getting more construction than we did before. So we'll stay on this. Polish uprising. Well, nobody wants us involved in this anyway. Why are we seeing this, though? Who has interests here? Who has involvement? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we would see that. All right, once we finish these iron mines... where else do we have iron? We have 16 here. So we're going to build artillery. And some iron. Once we build the artillery foundry, we'll start constructing a ship. Really excited about prominence for IGs. Yeah, right? Let's take a look at somebody. Yeah, this new prominence mechanic. Which basically is like, how much political power do they have as opposed to how much do people like them? Oh, finally, we got an advancement here. Recommend keeping an eye on the national cast. Yeah, I really want to... Oh, nice. Okay, we got Lathe. So now we're working towards the Atmo engine. Would we be so lucky as to get that on tech spread as well? Oh, damn, I just clicked out of it, but I don't think it was that. Fractional distillation, okay. Yeah, that's true, right? Keeping an eye on this, seeing who we got. Well, we have a lot of people because we have a daimyo. I mean, I think you have a lot of people in all of the places, but a lot of these people are eventually going to be the people we see as the daimyo in each of our states. What's this? Sojoy. Yeah, you know, that's true. So I was saying next we're going to try to get off of closed borders, but I believe the Sono Joy don't like that. Yeah. And they are opposed by the Sabaku. And they don't care about which one. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, the new thing now too, where the air... Oh, this guy's the heir? Wait, so who was that? Because now your heir as a child won't have, like, a ideology or interest group or anything. So... Damn. Yeah, when we get off of... Alright, so we have mass conscription. We have mandatory service. Alright. Once we're done with this, try to get our government from being unstable. I really want to try to keep an eye on this stuff more. I feel like I end up allowing way too much... way too many radicals in my runs. So we're getting romanticism, which is nice on tech spread. So maybe we'll get to agrarianism before we can get to interventionism. Let's go back to 4, go through this build queue. So we're getting a lot of supply ships. So they need fabric and hardwood. This is in Osaka. So let's switch to hardwood production here. Do we have a decent amount of tools yet? Not really. So let's put a tooling workshop here next. And we do have a cotton plantation going. We don't need to go to exploitative practices just yet. Representatives of the samurai in the government have demanded several compromises in the enactment of diplomatic fleet. These measures have already been condemned by supporters of Azawa Seishisai as corrosive to the reform as a whole. Yeah, we'll take this. We'll get the setback, but we'll get plus 10. You know, in retrospect now, I probably could have afforded to move to iron frame buildings maybe a little bit sooner, although maybe not. You can see this now. So this tax waste is from our leaders, so there's nothing we can do about that. But the uncollected taxes, 10K in Kanto. Ah, look at that. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Mr. Soito. Hello, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? Oh, you know what? Let's go to all of the government admins. Switch them to secular. And now, so how much taxation capacity do we need here? God, we need a lot. So we're not going to cover all of it. But one will give us 10. So we'll do that. What we having today? We're having some Japan. We are having some Japan. And so far, a lot of fun. Getting a taste of all the new mechanics. Hey, Sinomumi, hello, hello. Classic East Asia start where the paper costs more than the amount of taxes you get from the peasants. Yeah, this is true, right? This is true. Actually, you make a good point, too. We do need... Well, we need to tackle the paper. We got a lot of stuff we need to tackle here. Oh, man. Yeah, now we have... Now that people aren't hoarding rice, we got a ton of grain. Yikesies, yikesies. But welcome in, welcome in. Good to have you. How are you? Once on the fence with the issue, the Jisha's views on diplomatic fleet changed overnight. Yamato Shunin names as Aziawa oh my god, every time I stumble. Seishisai as the architect of a hidden deal. Alright. I don't want to take another setback here. This person is liked. Yeah, we'll take that. Deal? Art of the deal? Right? Oh god. The book that shall not be named. Is it modded? Oh, no, no. Oh, new mechanics. Tell me more. I thought you were using some fancy visual mods. No, 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 no. This is the new update that came out today. So update 1.13 and then the DLC, The Great Wave. So this is all brand new official stuff. So a lot of new mechanics. Now there's a separate ship construction queue. So shipbuilding is different. Naval combat is a lot of different. Is a lot of different. Is a lot different. We have a new thing called a national cast. So now this is where you can see all the different characters in your country. Kind of move people in and out for different reasons. Oh, I guess we do have a limit. Or actually, I don't know if we have a limit or it's just saying... Yeah, I don't know. You know, one thing I haven't shown yet, too, we can now drag and drop things in the construction queue, which is actually really nice. And then a whole bunch of new narrative content for Japan. I guess the DLC is a fancy mod of some sorts. Yeah, yeah, actually, it's a good point. How do you define mod? In the end, it's a mod. Oh, hey, thank you, thank you. Swedish, Swedish Berserk. Awesome username. I love it. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? Drag and drop, that's the best. Yes, it is, right? There's a couple little things that are like, oh, it's so great. Like, now in tech here, if you want to stop researching the current thing you're researching, you just hit this X instead of having to redo your entire tech list. Small, but very much welcome. Oh, yeah, thanks, man. I am good. Hope you guys are too. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're moving along. We're moving along. Doing okay so far. No one's attacked us yet. As I knock the desk. Ah, finally, look at this. Yes. Thank you, private sector. Build iron exactly in the state that we need it. Oh, I'd love to see that. They're going to build some gold mines for us. Look at you, Japanese private sector, doing the right stuff. Now tell me that the Shift-Alt-Click activity works as well as I'm sold. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so in the video I did on was it deficit spending, everyone was like, why do you keep going here and doing alt-click? Just do shift-click on something. I'm like, it's so hard to retrain your muscle memory. But yeah, let's see. Let's say we wanted a government admin. Shift-Alt-Click. Oh, yeah, so that adds 5. Yeah. Okay. So that worked. There we go. It's still at the bottom. Oh, yeah, yeah. So there's somebody... people in my comments told me a whole bunch of... many times that you can click something on the building list and it'll put it right to the top. And I'm like, yes, I know. But man, it's so hard to relearn muscle memory and button clicks. Law of progressive adoption, very nice. Impossible were the art academies. Well, yeah, impossible. Where are the art academies and railways? I know, right? Shh! Don't tell the private sector that art academies exist. I don't want them to know. Keep building iron mines. Do you think it's better to privatize everything or not? I think I am a big advocate for private buildings. I don't think you need to privatize everything. I don't think there's anything wrong with buildings being government owned. But ultimately, a private owned building is better than a government owned building. Let me read this thing here and then we'll talk about why. An event organized by the Sabaku movement transformed into a brawl as opponents of the movement infiltrated the crowd. When the police arrived, no participant was willing to give a consistent statement. Yeah, we'll go with this one. I would like the Hyman to be happier. It'd be nice to stay on farmers markets until we get railways. Yeah, so when it comes to government-owned buildings, we look here. So every building has 25% government dividends efficiency. And then on interventionism, you get an additional 25% for that. So that means, let's take a look at a government-owned building. So right now, all 5 of these are owned by the government. We're getting 2.62K, but we actually only get 25% of that. So only 25% actually makes it to our budget. So we're losing 75% of the money, and that money, 75% of this 2.63K just disappears. If we were on interventionism, we would get 50% of the government dividends. So that means 50% of it just disappears. So you get money directly into your government budget here, but 50% of it just disappears into the ether. Whereas if it's privately owned, 100% of the dividends go to pops, and then you tax those pops and get that money back. So yeah, you might not necessarily be getting all of the money to your government budget, but the money stays in your country, you accumulate wealth, and the money gets redistributed in ways. So ultimately, I don't think you want the majority of your economy to be government owned, because you're losing a ton of money there. Just alt-click to get it right to the top. Oh, yeah. When it's in the construction queue. In the comments of the one video I made, people were telling me when you click it, like, on the building level here. Oh, is it alt-click here? Ah, yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So I got, like, 1 million comments of people being like, stop doing it on the construction menu. Do it on the buildings menu. I'm like, yes, I know, I'm sorry. When I tried Japan, the UK attacked me and wanted to open my market. Yeah, I was wondering about that. We haven't gotten that yet. So I wonder, you know, oh, let's knock on wood again. We'll see what happens. I do think eventually we're going to get something like that. Right now, Great Britain is attacking... Well, I guess not Great Britain per se. Yeah. They're attacking Great Qing right now, so... Maybe we'll get that after that war ends. Same key combo as the alt-click on the bottom of the queue. Nothing to relearn. Okay. Nothing to relearn. I got it. I'll try to. I'm going to try to incorporate that into my muscle memory here. I see new laws as well. Yes. So there's new naval laws. It's actually what we're trying to pass right now. So basically, because we have a new ship construction queue, this stuff will give a bunch of bonuses and malices to different types of construction. And so we made a promise to the samurai to go to diplomatic fleet, which isn't so bad. Once we start building a building, or once we start building a ship, we're not going to want this minus 10% ship construction efficiency. And we want to be able to get more involvement in regions. Because they also changed how you declare strategic interests. You no longer just do it with a click of a button. You have to... They changed the strategic regions, so they're all a little more simplified. And now you have these different levels of involvement based on what you're doing in that region. And sending ships to a region is one of the ways you can do it. I was hoping you could place 5 to 10 buildings on the top of the queue with a single click. Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe not then. Oh, sorry, hold on here. So we now have our artillery foundry. So let's finally build a ship. Oh, we don't have a fleet. Okay, so let's create our first fleet here. Now we can't put anybody in there until we get a boat there. So we'll start with a cruiser. Frigate. Oh! Just in time, literally right as we're about to add our first ship into the queue. We changed to diplomatic fleet, and we will not get that negative 10% construction inefficiency, or construction efficiency. Alright, so let's build a frigate to start. We'll start with 1. And now... we are building a frigate. But so that means now that our shipyard is consuming artillery because of that. So basically all of the construction materials for the ship construction queue will be in your shipyards. The shipyards are kind of like the construction sectors now of the ship construction queue. I mean, I still have to play with the new DLC, but if I play Japan, I would government own everything until I don't have some capitalists, and then go full private, except maybe military things. Well, see, the thing is, the other thing that privately owned buildings gives you is more political clout for the industrialists. So when you're trying to disempower the landowners, the more power the industrialists have, the less power the landowners will have. So as you sell urban buildings to the private sector, you start to bring these guys into the fold. And it helps you demarginalize the daimyo, which they start with so much power. So privatizing also helps you with that. Also, it helps you in terms of like, you can add more construction than you can afford, because as you build urban buildings, you sell them to the private sector, and then you don't end up dipping into debt. So that's another benefit of selling to the private sector. tax the rich. How's the wealth gonna trickle down then? Oh, hello, hey, Grimelix, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I know, right? You don't want to you don't want to mess with trickle down economics. What if it doesn't trickle? Anyway, a nice consumption tax on rice should sort the serfs out good and proper. Yeah, that always helps you in this game when you start taxing the consumption taxes on the grain. My rule of thumb is privatizing everything industrial zone. Yeah, I think that's a great rule of thumb. That's always a good tactic. The retired emperor, abdicated father of the sitting emperor, has passed away. He is remembered for his efforts to restore imperial prestige and has been granted the posthumous name of Kokaku. Oh, so he was a politician in the country. Okay. Several workers died today at the Osaka Dye Works when an industrial-sized tub of hot dye accidentally spilled out over the workshop floor and the unsuspecting workers. Yeah, we're gonna get 4% mortality anyway, so we'll do that. Shipbuilding seems a lot slower than before. 48 weeks for a single cruiser. Yeah, but I think it's mainly because we only have one level of shipyard. We don't have a lot of ship construction points. We got to start increasing our shipyards. So yeah, something to add to the list here. Hey, the monkfish. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Konnichiwa. Oh yeah, konnichiwa. Hello, hello. Why not privatize everything? I mean, I don't think there's actually anything wrong with privatizing everything. It's basically what laissez-faire is working towards. So yeah, privatize everything. I guess the only reason to not... It depends on when you're privatizing everything. I'm so used to my camera being over here. And this new setup is now over here. Like in the beginning here, I don't know if we actually own any rural buildings. Yeah, like the cotton plantations, right? Like if we sold agricultural buildings to the private sector, we'd be giving more wealth to the daimyo and giving them more political power. Later in the run, after they don't have as much power, then yeah, privatize the agricultural buildings as well. But at this point in the run, with them having 40% clout, I wouldn't want to privatize rural buildings for that reason. So you didn't necessarily want to privatizing everything. It depends on where you are in the run. Increased sightings of Japanese Dutch society members socializing with lawmakers at restaurants and entertainment establishments are raising concerns about lobbyist conduct. Ooh, we can get +5 legitimacy. Is that going to put us, yes, out of an unstable government? The Rangakusha will lose political strength, though. But we will take that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. You know, I was in a multiplayer once with 2 friends, one of them playing Japan. He said he needs money and he's going to tax rice. We laughed. Sadly, he was serious. Everything went wrong from that point on. Yeah, I bet. I bet. You have to be in some dire straits to start taxing the grain. It's just a surefire way to get massive radicals. All we heard for the... oh, here we go. Who was asking about that again? All we heard for the rest of the game was, guys, my country is broken. Guys, can I get some money? Oh my god. Hey guys, after the update, I don't see the bar in the upper left corner. Income, infamy, GDP. Does anybody have a fix? Oh, interesting. Yeah, what Just24 said. Double check that you don't have any mods running, because they mentioned in the release dev diary today that all mods have to update themselves for this update. So if you were using any mods, it's broken unless they literally updated their mod and released it this morning. All right. So Great Britain demands that we open the Japanese market. So we'll lose 25% prestige. Damn, though, it's going to change us to free trade. So we'll lose the Sakoku. Now, what other effects will that have? So it won't do anything here. But it will help us here. Yeah, that fixed it. Thanks. Oh, nice. Yeah, glad we could help. Glad we could help. Oh no, how terrible. Yeah, I know, right? All right. Yeah, we're going to say yes to this. So we now have free trade. And migration controls, which means we're going to complete this locked country one. Can you build any more canals than before this DLC? No, as far as I know, it's still just the two. It's still just the two. Well, what was that? That's a new sound effect. Navigating pressures from within and without, Sakoku has been overturned. Tokugawa Shogunate has unlocked a new future for itself. I forget, though, how this might affect us in the honorable restoration. All right, nice. So all of these guys get added political strength. So we'll do that. So 32 weeks on that. Oh my god, I'm never going to get used to that sound effect. Ever. The Tokugawa Shogunate opening its ports, the long-dormant question of Ryukyu's allegiance has resurfaced. For generations, the kingdom has walked a careful line. Outwardly a tributary of Great Qing, yet quietly maintaining allegiance to Tokugawa Shogunate, both powers must now consider how to assert their influence. Yeah, so this is one of the new DLC narrative things with Ryukyu here. So we get the hidden domain. Oh, and we now have honorable restoration. Okay. The end of Sakoku has stirred a sense of powerlessness against foreign encroachment, undermining the authority of the Tokugawa clan. The enemies of the shogunate have rallied around the slogan of Sonojoy, revere the emperor, expel the barbarians. Yikes. Will change core ideology to Bakufu. We'll gain modernizer as a potential character ideology. It's not telling us which interest group, though. Is it the samurai? Oh, no, the Tokugawa loyalist movement. Oh, the Tokugawa loyalist movement. Okay. Which we don't have here. Okay. Take that. Oh, wait. So now, yes. So let's look at these two new things. We can now earn recognition. Oh, and we're gaining +1. Oh, look at our literacy. Yeah, I haven't been looking at it for a little bit, but we have very high literacy. Now, here's something really cool. There's now the ability to have some journal entries have, like, something like this there. The opening of Japan has unleashed forces beyond the control of the ruling shogunate. Enraged by the encroachment of predatory foreign powers, militants of the Sonojoy movement demand the deposition of the shogun, restoration of the power of the emperor, and the expulsion of foreigners. All the while, ambitious daimyo seek to use the weakness of the shogunate to advance their own interests. If Japan is to find a place in the world, she must realize the reform necessary to defend herself and settle the conflict between her de jure and de facto sovereigns. Whether alone or alongside the shogun, the emperor must rule. As the activism of the Sonojoy movement increases, factions loyal to the imperial court will seek more forceful means to restore the emperor. So now we can look at a list of the daimyo and what states they're daimyo of. Hey Jabba, what's up? What's up? How are you? I hope you're enjoying the Great Wave. I am. Oh my god, I am. It is amazing. It is very cool. So here's the thing with the honorable restoration. If we're going to get Kobugatai, we have to achieve a union of court and shogunate, which means we need to have a shogunate victory in the honorable restoration. So we need to aim for that. To achieve a shogunate victory, the shogunate has decided upon a plan for reform. The legitimacy of the government of Tokugawa shogunate is greater than 75. Any civil wars are not progressing past 0. Any Japanese political movements, the restorationist movement, we don't have one. So we need to get a plan for reform, and we need to get legitimacy up. Decide on reform strategy. Great to hear, man. I'm at work, but tonight I got more time. Oh, nice, nice. Yes, get through work, my friend. Godspeed on that. And yeah, for tonight's session, we'll see you. For the power of the Tokugawa to survive, the shogunate must reform. Such a reform may proceed in one of two directions. The shogun may seek to renew the legitimacy of the bakufu through unification with the imperial court, or he may pursue restoring the emperor in a controlled fashion to place himself at the head of the parliamentary government. So we want... is pursuing unification of the shogunate and the imperial court. Yeah, so we want that. So I guess it's going to give us an option. Oh yeah, triggers the event, the shape of the shogunate. The shogunate reformers are split between two theories of governance. The theory of Kobugatai seeks to renew the legitimacy of the bakufu through through fusion with the imperial court, while the theory of public deliberation seeks to establish a parliamentary system headed by the Tokugawa clan. Oh, interesting. It doesn't even let me do this. Ah, okay. So the shogunate will pursue the unification of the shogunate and the imperial court. So we'll choose that. So that should now get us... Yeah. So has completed honorable restoration with a shogunate victory. Tokugawa shogunate does not have shogunate and court. So we don't. So I guess that'll be something that pops up. It seems like, though, has fulfilled the objective of the Kobugatai. Oh, that's right. So we need this imperial marriage journal entry. And what do we need to get that? So we need to do that. The Emperor has reaffirmed the right of the Shogun to rule through petition for imperial restoration. And then legitimacy. Okay. All right. We're on our way with that. We are, though, at the 2-hour mark. So we do have to take a quick 90-second break, pay homage to the gods of ads here so that we don't get hit by ads during gameplay. So 90 seconds, and we will be right back. All right, and we're back, and we're back. All right, what do we got going on here? Oh, hey, Krent, thank you for the Prime subscription. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So awesome of you. Thank you, thank you. Welcome in. How are you? Oh. And, oh, thank you. Wait. Oh, did I get the notification late? Anyway, thank you for the Prime sub. I don't know what my OBS was doing there for a second. Welcome in. I could be mistaken, but on the tooltip for Imperial Marriage, it says you must not have an active free trade. No! Please, no. Okay. So, the project of Kobugatai requires a union of the most imperial sort, a political marriage between the sitting shogun and an imperial princess. To realize this union, the shogun must be prepared to meet the substantial conditions set forth by the imperial court. So we need to get our legitimacy up to 50. Yeah, does not have an active regency, not in civil war. It's not already used. Okay, so once we get our legitimacy up to 50, we can do that. Was it this one? Because we need to do this too. For the crisis to end, there must be union between shogunate and court. The daimyo must be convinced that the orders of the shogun carry imperial command, and that the shogun possesses the full confidence of the court. To achieve this goal, the shogun must make himself vulnerable and rely upon the emperor to re-establish his authority. Such a scheme is a faithful jump off the stage if the imperial this is a stage dive. If the imperial court is unwilling to cooperate, the Tokugawa will find themselves alone amidst their vengeful opponents. Oh, it's under effects for completion towards the bottom. don't see it. Wait, is it... Yeah, if we want an imperial victory, we don't want that. Or the the imperial marriage tooltip. Oh. Oh, I see. No, yeah. Wait, this is weird. Effects. Triggers the event the Imperial Marriage. To complete the Imperial Marriage journal entry, has not enacted any of this stuff. Okay, I'll be interested to see what ends up happening with this, because it looks like if we get our legitimacy to 50, we'll be able to trigger this, but it won't be able to complete. All right, so we're gonna have to get off free trade. I actually don't really want to be on free trade at the moment. I would like to be on protectionism. We were forced to open. I wonder if we're even gonna be able to. Yeah, forced market opening. Okay, so we gotta wait 60 months. So I wonder, hold on one second. I want to look at something real quick. Yeah, the Imperial Marriage is going to be a timed event. So... Interesting, it doesn't give us the thing there. Like, are we not going to show how much time we have left for it? Oh, here it is. So 4 more years. So in 1845, we'll do the marriage thing. Good catch there, just said Harris. Thank you. That would have been stressful if we would have enacted a 5-year timed event and can't do it for 4 years. All right, but we can do this. If the legitimacy of the shogunate is too low, this interaction may cause unforeseen consequences. That's ominous. All right, so at least one of these movement activism of the Sonojoy is above protesting, so above 50%. Ruler has the modernizer or Mitsugaku ideology, or all of these, is pursuing unification, has completed the Imperial Marriage Journal entry. So once we complete the Imperial Marriage Journal entry, we'll be able to do this. We could possibly try to do it before, if the Sonojoy gets above 50%, which they're about. They will go to civil war though. Hey, Reverse Hamcuts, what's up, my friend? How are you? How does the national cast work? Basically, when you get characters now, they can appear. You can have characters in your country that don't have a specific job. Before, you had a character in your country if either like they were an agitator, they were the head of an IG, a leader, or a general or admiral. But now you can just have a character and then eventually like put them into a job or a position. And so this is where you can see all the different people that are in your country. You can also now that you only have the ability to have one general or one admiral, you can attach to an army, you can shift them in and out. And so we can take this guy out, he'll go to the national cast, and then we take somebody else from the national cast and put them in here. All right. So let me double check though, because if we go to a civil war, is that going to... Yeah. Oh wait, no. We don't want this. If the Sonojoy start a civil war, and the ticker goes above 0, they won't have this, but that... Oh, no. Yeah, we can't complete it. So we could, okay, I'm trying to map out what we're going to do here. We can complete this petition for the Imperial Restoration if we do the Imperial Marriage thing in 4 years, or we get the Sonojoy movement above 50%. We can do this, but then we'll have to get them back down in order to complete the Honorable Restoration. But we also don't want them to go to a civil war. So when we're done... Oh, we're not... Okay, we're not passing anything right now. What would make them happy? Closed borders. Don't we need closed borders? We do. Oh, but I bet... I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't think we can get off of migration controls, though, because that was forced, right? No. No, it wasn't. Okay. So let's go to closed borders next. And then that'll appease the Sonojoy. You know, actually, that was kind of a stupid thing to do. We could have gotten them above 50%, then started passing it. Okay. Lastly, what's going on here? Because we got this other thing going on. Since the invasion of 1609 by the forces of the Satsuma domain, the kingdom of Ryukyu has existed as a domain of Tokugawa shogunate in all but name. Despite its subjugation by the Satsuma, the court of Shuri has continued to receive investiture from Great Qing and dispatch tribute missions to Beijing, preserving the appearance of independence. This arrangement has endured for generations. However, the balance of power in East Asia has shifted with the growing presence of Western powers and the opening of Japan. Both parties must now clarify their relation to Ryukyu, triggering an open contest for the Southern Islands. So if we get a Japanese victory, we get maximum sway over that. They'll unify with us, okay. Or they'll join China. And what gets them assertiveness? From neither... Plus, 0.05 from neither side is influential enough to assert us. Okay, so basically we're on a timer. We got to complete this, or eventually they're just going to be like, neither of you gets us. And so what will get us... China has greater naval power projection. Japan has less than amicable relations, and China has amicable. All right, so let's start improving relations here, because that's an easy thing to do. Hey, Be a Better Game Master. Hello, hello. What's up, my friend? We're back. It's here. Yes, yes. The update is finally out. We are here. And it is awesome. I am loving it so far. How are you doing, my friend? Ryukyu's court favors our opponent. We must remind them of their obligations to our domain and bring them back under our influence. Okay, we can do a money transfer to them to sway them. Send trade supervisors. Own a level 2 or higher port. Oh, okay. So we build 2 levels of port. Has military access treaty. Or we build a shipyard there. Okay. And then Tokugawa has enacted state religion. All right. So we could fulfill both of these if we do a treaty with them. So we'll give them money. Right? Oh, let me double check again what it said. So 0.1 to 2K. All right. So we'll give you 100 a week. Give us, right? It was military access? God, I'm the worst. I can never remember any damn thing. Military access. And then we'll be able to do this. We permanently assign a general there. We get 3 sway. Alright. So let's do that. Let's make it 500, just to be on the safe side. And we'll get military access. We'll do this for 10 years. Feeling good, thanks. Sitting in front of the menu screen wondering if I should start with no Navy and slowly build, or start with something more established. Months of waiting, and here I am waiting. Yeah, we waited until we got some infrastructure set up, because we didn't have artillery anywhere, and the shipyards are going to need artillery once you start building a ship. But we now have an artillery foundry, so we're able to do it. All right, so let's inspect coastal defenses. All right. Oh, see, this is what I was... That's kind of what I was afraid of. We can get more sway the more money we give them. So if we can get the Jisha up to +5, we can do this. Okay. So we got a lot of things going on. You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? Let's renegotiate it. I'll give you 2K. Can we get an obligation out of it? No, we can't. Okay. But we'll do this for 5 years. All right. There we go. So 3.0 towards us. And then what was the other things we wanted? Build a level 2 port. Hey! Stolk1, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Very cool of you. How are you? Welcome in. How you doing? As the new head of the Tokugawa clan, Tokugawa Ayoshi has been granted the office of shogun by the emperor. The new shogun is viewed with derision by many daimyo, having yet to establish personal authority. So this guy's a traditionalist. No. He gets the trait Imperious. So let's take a look at our guy here. So traditionalist. Decree cost, minus 20% radicals from political movements, plus 10% loyalists. All right. More influence, political strength of academics, not so bad. And political strength of clergymen. We don't want a civil war. What do you mean, Ham? Did you forget our beloved meta? Civil war to make the country stronger? Yeah, right? After that Bulgaria into Yugoslavia run, we're all about the civil wars. Yeah, so now we can do the imperial marriage, but we're going to hold off on that. For 4 more years. Oh yeah, and then what do we got going on here? So if we can get to a level 3 urban center, and the clout of the Chonin is at 10. Well, they're moving up. We're getting there. Alright, we'll get these government admins built. What are we doing here? Iron and gold. Excellent. So where are we on Atmo engine? Okay. Oh yeah, so we do want to add to our construction queue. We want to build them... Is it 2 shipyards or 2 levels of port? 2 levels of port. So we'll do that. I do want to finish these tooling workshops. Do this now. This is a time thing. I feel like, you know, these bar slider things always mess me up because I'm like, why is the bar not moving towards me? But I guess I see what it's doing, like the bar is filling up with my red color, but it just seems like if it's moving toward the word Great Shing, it's in favor of them. It's the same thing when you do one of those events in the Great Game. I always had a hard time with it because I'm like, wait, is this good or bad? Hey, remember when the landowners were the undisputed villains of the game? Now, in certain situations, Spain, Austria, Japan, etc., they can be a viable option. Yeah, we're kind of leaning into them just for the sake of getting an achievement. Many times now, the petite bourgeoisie can become your villain. Like that line from The Dark Knight. Die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Alright. In 13 weeks, we'll finally have a ship. You know, it is actually... Next, let's look to expand the shipyards. And in this state, wood's expensive, hardwood's expensive. So's iron. You know, this was not a good place to build a shipyard, to be honest. Shikoku would be the better place, although now... where did we build? We built this here. Yeah, we should be building a shipyard here. So let's build 2 more shipyards here. We'll get the... Let's switch this here. Switch to hardwood. There we go. I'm good with that queue. And then we'll get back to expanding construction. Can you give me a 5-minute tutorial on how to get started? Okay. 5-minute tutorial on how to get started. The very first thing you want to tackle is construction. You want to get the construction goods going. So what we did in this run is you want to look at all your states, see the traits they have, if they have any, like down here. Oh, plus 10% coal mines building throughput. You'll want to build coal here. Wait, hold on, let me look at this. In response to the proposal of closed borders, Ryukian people living in Kyushu have pointed out that they once immigrated there as well, and that future restrictions may prevent relatives from joining them. Ooh, none of these are very good for us. We'll do that. Then, in the state, you want to look at how many peasants you have, see if you have enough people to employ buildings. Then you want to look at the resources and your construction goods. The best place to build construction sectors are places where you have logging, iron, and cotton, with more of an emphasis on logging and iron. Because your construction sector on wooden frame buildings will just use wood and fabric, but you eventually want to get onto iron frame buildings. They're going to use wood, fabric, iron, and tools. So you look through all your states, you look for that, and we saw in this state, we have a lot of peasants, and we had a lot of potential iron mines. So we have iron, we have logging, we have cotton. And so you start building your construction sectors here. The reason is because these will be local goods and you can make them cheaper. And you want to build up construction first. Now, depending on your country, there's two different ways to build up your construction queue to start. And you want to look at your interest rate. If you have a low interest rate, and I'd say a low interest rate is like 15% or below, but there's no hard or fast rule for that. But definitively, this is a high interest rate. You can start, if you have a low interest rate, you can start with construction sectors to give yourself more construction points and then build up all the inputs for them. The idea is you get more construction points to start and you can build up all those inputs faster. But if you have a high interest rate, if you build the construction sectors first, you're going to end up paying so much money that you'll get into debt. And if you have a very high interest rate and you start getting into debt, you'll just kind of have an economic spiral. So if you have a high interest rate, you should start building the inputs for those construction sectors and then the construction sectors. Once you build your construction sectors up, then you want to start building up, if you have nothing else going on, like some good urban buildings here, like textiles, furniture manufacturers, food, and paper, I guess. You build those, and then as you build them, you start selling them. This is all the urban buildings we own. You sell them to the private sector to give more political clout to your industrialists. Because the more political clout at the beginning of the game they get, the less your landowners will get. Hey, Toad Shadow, thank you for the thank you for this for the follow. Why can't I speak? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. How are you? And so that's basically the first things you want to do. Once you can get your construction sectors and your construction loop going, everything else kind of falls in line after that. Then you can open up to the specific things you want to do for your run. How do you know when you have enough or too much construction? Honestly, you never have too much construction. A good way to tell, though, if you have too much construction is, well, so one, if you have a very high interest rate, insufficient ship crew. Oh, we got a ship. All right, let me answer this question, and then we're gonna, we got a couple things to tackle here. If you have a high interest rate and you have a negative weekly balance and low reserves and you're about to go into debt, I would say then you have too much construction. It is much more preferable to delete construction sectors than it is to pause government construction, unless you have a massive investment pool. If you pause government construction, you're going to put a strain on your investment pool, and you don't want the investment pool to drain out. So it's much better to delete construction sectors. You can always build them back up. They take like 2 seconds to build. If you have a low interest rate, but this number up here is red, It turns red when that means if you pause government construction, you'll still be in the negative. Usually, usually if this number is red, you might have too many construction sectors. So that's kind of the hard and fast of it there. But if you can afford more construction, build more construction. So there's never really there's never really a time where you can afford construction but you don't want to build it. Hey, kitty cat. Hello, hello. Why do you play Japan like every other person now? Because today is literally the day the new DLC focused on Japan comes out. And usually on my channel here, I like to play smaller countries. And so lately, the DLCs have all been large countries. Austria, Spain. So I never usually play the main country of the DLC that comes out. But Japan starts as an unrecognized major power. So it's a perfect opportunity to actually play as the country that has all the narrative content. True, in older versions, the petty bourgeoisie replaced the landowners, but they were more reasonable. But depending on the path you take, they simply sabotage you. Yeah, because they're very xenophobic, unfortunately. Also, I'm having problems with reinvestment. I play with all scaled. The base products are cheap. The laws are acceptable and taxes are low. What am I losing? I play with all scaled. The base products are cheap. The laws are acceptable. Taxes are low. It very well might be, if you have a lot of foreign investment, you have people investing in you. Oh, interesting. We have someone by Sweden. And you have regional HQs, which I don't think we have right now. Regional HQs are taking reinvestment out of your country. So you need to get this number higher. And if you have a lot of regional HQs, it's just not going to be that high. You also might want to look at who is investing, right? Basically, you need to get this number higher. I would double check regional HQs in that sense. Very helpful, thanks. I'm still figuring the game out even after 30 hours in a game with friends. Yeah, it's daunting. It can take some time. It can take some time, but it's totally worth it. All right. We lost some generals. So, what's this guy about? Coup strength. What is he? He's an authoritarian daimyo. I don't really care for him. Traditionalist. Well, they blew up Austria. In my game, if Metternich's Iron Fist, that wouldn't happen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Austria is always funny. Sometimes it's super, sometimes it's just like... Meh, meh, meh. Alright, maybe this guy... Okay. Oh, a samurai moderate. We might end up going with that guy. Yeah, and I don't like you. Alright, let's go with, we'll go with you. And then this National Guard guy. So who's the new one we got? Oh, this guy, Sojoy. Yeah, but there was one here that has Mountain Combat Expert. Did we lose the guy that had Mountain Combat Expert? Am I crazy? Oh! Put him in that one. Alright, let's switch that around. Let's unassign you. Authoritarian... Traditionalists. And then you will get the Mountain Combat Expert guy. There we go. Alright, so those guys are good. We now have a ship. I want to look at our ship. Oh, well, let's get our admiral. A theocrat. An authoritarian. And an authoritarian. Oh my god. Convoy raider. Oh, but this guy is compliant. If he ever starts a coup, we'll get -10 coup strength. We'll do this guy. Here we go. Here's our first ship. The Ashai Maru. Look at that little guy right there. Aw, looking so good. Making us proud. Good idea about eliminating construction sectors. Yeah, I'm just hesitant because in Argentina, for example, I struggle to build iron in Tucumán, and there's nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's true. You do end up losing the demand for iron if you delete the construction sectors. Though also the same thing if you pause construction. So the effect's going to happen either way. All right, so we have our ship. What we need is a naval administration. Now, because of our army law here, we have warrior caste. Officers can only be from the upper strata. I don't think that's going to affect us too much here, but let's build up a naval administration. Let's put that, we'll put it to the top, but I do want to finish this first. Once we get the naval administration, then we can put some soldiers on the ship. And then we can go. In the meantime, let's get a capital ship built. All right, and away we go. Hey, Ignis Flamebringer, hello. Do you have a creator code? I'm definitely picking up Volume 3, and I wanted to support you as part of that purchase. I appreciate that so much. Unfortunately, the answer to that is no, I don't have a creator code. And I don't really know how to get one, to be honest with you. I haven't, I wasn't given super cool status, I guess. I don't know who to really reach out for about that. It's disappointing because a couple people had asked me about it. And I was like, damn, that would have been nice. But I appreciate that a lot. So hopefully in the future I will have one, but I don't have one right now. So which path will we follow? Reform, Shogunate, Meiji Restoration, Nothing Burger. No, we're trying to go for a specific achievement, so we're going for a Shogunate victory. No, not in this. In the Honorable Restoration. Oh, hold on, let's pause for a second. So we're going for a Shogunate victory to and a union between the Shogunate and the Imperial Court so that we can get one of the achievements. We can do this now. Yes, because these guys are above 50%. Oh, the Sonojoy movement will gain substantial movement activism. Okay, so their max is 51 right now, so we might be able to afford it. What is this timed modifier? Because I don't want them to go to war. Oh my god, come on, tooltips. You guys see this? Like, come on. What the hell? There we go. So an uncommitted government, a trifling victory. Oh, 49 years of intensified diplomatic presence. Huh. Well, okay, let's go for it. Facing increasing pressure from the opponents of the Bakufu, Tokugawa Ieyasu has petitioned the emperor to return his governing authority to the imperial court. Okay. So we have that. Boo, especially as they even used you for some tutorials. Wait, did they? Did they post my tutorials somewhere? That's news to me. That'd be cool. The Emperor has issued his response to Tokugawa Ieyasu's petition to return governing authority to the imperial court. The response states that the shogun retains the confidence of the court and that governing authority may remain with the shogunate. So the Sonojoi movement will get plus 25% political movement activism for 2 years. Damn. Okay, so that... Well, okay, so we have this now. But that means... $76. So we got to get them below 75. I don't watch streams usually. It doesn't fit into my content consumption style. But you have all my all-time favorite tutorials in any Paradox game ever. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That is so good. That's so cool of you to say. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad they're helpful. I'm glad they're helpful. I got a whole much more I gotta do now that there's an update out here. If we could get rid of this agitator, we could possibly lose 10%. We could imprison him or exile him. The amount of radicals generated depends on our freedom of speech laws. 2%. So 2% of the Rangakusha will become radical, but this will lower the movement, the activism of the Sonojoi movement. Aw, and I hate it too that he's actually an historical character that has a learn more button. I hate to exile somebody like that. I suppose I could just imprison him for a little bit. Nah, let's... What does ostracize do? This is a new thing. Becomes a noble. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Let's exile him. Alright, bye-bye. So now... Yes! There we go. And now they're down to 66%. So we're good. They won't start a civil war. I adore how you get super granular with exactly where modifiers come from. I've learned so much about the inner workings of the simulation from you. Oh, nice! See, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad about it. I love trying to figure out the mechanics from the outside going in. Because I do think in general, it helps to understand what's going on in the game if you know where things are coming from and where they're going to. So yeah, I'm glad you like that. Thank you. To outside observers, the samurai may appear firmly committed to the idea of closed borders, but behind this facade of unity, discord has long festered. Now a clique of dissenters have finally had enough and have officially broken with their fellow members over the issue of reform. We don't have any setbacks. We can take one and gain 5%. I think we'll do that. Oh, and we might as well negotiate with the shonen here. If we could get political concessions, that would be nice. Prominent shonen meet in Kyoto's finest cafe to discuss closed borders. With the right leverage, perhaps their opinions could be swayed. Yeah, we're not doing subsidies for this. Vow to pass secret police. Although this is a different variant of it. Lowering taxes. How much money would we lose if we lowered them? Yeah, no. Oh, man. I guess we're going for the secret police one. Alright. Alright, how we doing here? Yeah, we're doing very well there. Probably didn't even need to build this port. Either way, we'll have a port. All right, how much longer do we have on this forced market opening? Oh yeah, still 4 years. Okay. Hey, Furious Fox. Hello, hello. How are you? Good to see you. The secret police one helps with the Tenpo crisis, I think. Oh, good catch, good catch. Yeah, is that... Ah, yeah, okay, so we'll get one of these guys. Ah, nice catch there. All right, good. For balancing armies, do Marines count as infantry? Oh, interesting question. I don't know, because we don't have a ship yet, so I haven't been able to build one. So, I don't think that... Well, you know what? I'm going to go out and say, no, I don't think they do, because Marines aren't attached to an army. They're attached to a ship. So basically, their benefit is that they can indefinitely stay on a ship. Because now, when you move an army can't stay on a ship forever. You basically select where they're going to go, kind of like a naval invasion, and then they go there. So the army can't stay on the ship forever. And so the whole point of the Marine is that they can stay on the ship. So the Marine isn't attached to the army, so I don't think it will balance out an army. The opening of Tokugawa shogunate has rendered much of the school of Dutch learning antiquated. Newer ideas have begun to sweep through the Japanese intellectual community, first among them the school of practical learning. Oh, we're not going to be called the Rengakusha anymore? Just the boring old intelligentsia? And they lose this. And they gain constitutionalist. Boring intelligentsia. Boo that intelligentsia. Boo. Yeah, the new event photos are beautiful. Yeah, the art team, man, on Victoria 3 is just the best. They really are. The art in this game. I love the art in this game. Also, this, like, even this new UI format, or art, I guess you call it, is very nice. Oh, now we can send trade supervisors. You know what, though? Now that I built that damn port, I realize I don't want to do this. We're going to complete this journal entry. I don't want 5 years of lowered trade advantage and trade capacity, so... I mean, we didn't need to build those ports anyway. But completing this event is just going to make us annex Ryukyu. So those are 2 ports that we'll have, so it's fine. You know, I do need to get my butt going on this. It is timed. All right. We have 10 or more levels of naval fortification. We don't have any reformer agenda, though. If we get our legitimacy up to 75, well, 5% additional upper strata pops becoming loyalists, but 5% lower strata pops becoming radical. It's going to be a net loss for us in terms of loyalists and radicals. And we'll get frugal ordinance. Yeah, I don't want this event. An influential faction within the Jisha has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of closed borders. Themselves in favor of the law, they have now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. Yeah, we'll take that one. Get some pop attraction to the intelligentsia. The achievements are the funniest in any game ever. Yes, I can't believe they put in thanks Obama. I know. It's so funny because there were some posts on the Reddit about that, and finally some people pointed out the point of it is that there's a city somewhere here called Obama in this state. And I'm bummed because we're not gonna be able to get that achievement because we're off of serfdom now. Our efforts in Ryukyu have borne fruit through sustained diplomatic, economic, and political pressure. Their court now looks to us for guidance. And the question of their sovereignty has been resolved in our favor. Alright, so we get influence, we get prestige, we annex them. Samurai are happy. Great Qing loses influence and prestige. Alright, nice. Now, we don't have enough... Oh, we kind of do. There's places that... Let's incorporate them. I thought there was another place that needed to be incorporated. What else is... Yeah, this one up here. No. That is incorporated. What was the... What state is this? Izochi... Oh, no, that's not ours. Okay. I'm going crazy. Yeah, the achievement names and images are so good. Perfect spot for memeing. I know. Like, one of them was like, I know it's not Sonic the Hedgehog, but I don't know which character in the Sonic universe that is, but they have one of those. What are some of the other favorite ones? Thing Japan for getting prestige goods. It's just wonderful. It's starting to get colder here in the southern hemisphere. It was 9 degrees last night. Time to take the coats out of the closet. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, here it gets cold and hot and cold and hot. The weather here in New York is just insane. You never know how to dress anymore. Perfect timing. All right, we're going to get some gold mines there. How are we on Atmo engine? 14 months. 14 months for Atmo engine. I think, you know, it's time we get a coal mine going here. We'll finish the tooling. Oh, you know, what am I doing? Let's finally drag and drop. There we go. And then we'll do the coal. It's fine. More excuses to play again. I love Stonks. Yeah, Stonks is a good one. I love to have Napoleon Dynamite in there for voting for, or I didn't vote for Pedro for the Brazil one. There's so many good ones. They're also starting to become self-referential now. If you look at one of the new achievements, and actually once we get some get our boats going, we're going to go for this achievement. Martin Onwards Pirates. This is a picture of the game director, Martin. So he's got his own little achievement now. All right, we have romanticism, so maybe we'll go for agrarianism here. The Anti-British League has offered us an opportunity to acquire trade privileges from Dainam. Their proposal, if accepted, is intended to counter British interests. Yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, we can do Diplo stuff here. What is this? No, thank you. Oh, yeah, look at that. So they'll just take it. I don't want to do investment rights yet. I don't want to be building somewhere else. We can possibly get... Yeah, but they probably won't take it. All right. Yeah, they won't do it for 50 years. So we get 25 years of trade privileges with them. Excellent. Allies in the daimyo in the Sonojoin movement, yep, have released a pamphlet fiercely criticizing the government's current policies. The pamphlet has become popular within reformist circles. Yeah, I would love to lower their activism. We'll give them more pop attraction, though. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, get them down to 56. Awesome. Oh yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog. Basically dark and edgy Sonic. Emo Sonic. Is that the one that was voiced by Keanu Reeves in the last movie? Because that sounded like Emo Sonic. So we're moving along with this. Wait, what? Gross domestic product in top 10. Whoa. We're the number 7 GDP in the world at 11.8 million? Yikes, world. Yeah. I know. I love the achievements in this game so much. I love going for them. I love the meme culture of it. It's really cool. And you know, in the same way that you can kind of see like the personality and humor of the devs from the achievements, if you haven't read any of the dev diaries, you get that a lot from the dev diaries as well. A lot of personality and humor comes across in the dev diaries, so they're always very much worth reading. Yeah, the one about Freddie Mercury, I want to be free for achieving independence. I know, it's just perfect, right? I love it. I love that one too. Angered by... Oh, who's this guy? An authoritarian. Angered by the treaties forced upon Tokugawa shogunate by the Western powers, the emperor has bypassed the shogun and issued an edict to expel foreigners from Japanese soil. Militants of the Sonojoin movement have rallied to the emperor's cause. Ooh, disloyal domains may begin taking radical measures to expel foreigners. So the emperor loses 10 loyalty. Wait, what? Or they get 10 prominence. Let's give them prominence. God, I want to do their promise, but I need to start doing stuff here. All right, line infantry. So we can finally upgrade some of our soldiers. Ah, nice. So our interest tier in Indochina went up because we just made that diplomatic agreement there. Oh, all right. We are at the 3-hour mark, so we do got to take a quick 90-second break. Pay homage to those gods of ads again. So we'll do 90 seconds, and then we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Yeah, bonus stream time. Yeah, I figured it might go a little bit longer today, just because, you know, we have the new update out. I do have a little bit more time than I usually do on a Tuesday, so bonus stream, as you said. All right. Oh, you know, let me look at our ship queue. Oh, wait, did we... I think we finished that naval administration. So let's take a look at the ship queue. Oof, 104 weeks. Good lord. All right. Yes, here we go. Are they... Oh, they're hired. Okay. So, how do we do this now? How do we assign people here? Oh, did it... Oh, it auto-assigned it. Okay. So they have 500 sailors. Can we see where all these people are? All right, we got closed borders. Hey, Gustav, hello, Gutsy, you're the best. Long live the ham. Cheers from Brazil. Ah, thank you. First off, what an entrance. Excellent entrance, my friend. I love it. Love to see you playing as Republica Rio. Oh, Grandes. Hey, that's not a bad idea, actually. We do need to come back around to South America at some point. I usually try to make sure we're kind of like circling all, you know, going to all the different regions of the world so we don't stay in one place for too long. It's been a couple streams since we were back in South America, so yeah, maybe soon. But thank you. I appreciate it. So how do we see, like, if we were like, oh, how many more sailors do we need? Oh yeah, here it is. Filled assignments, 5 out of 10. Okay, yeah. That's right now. So one assignment is 100 sailors. So we have a ship. Could we send these guys out to go do pirating? Piracy! In the Balkans, I want to do. A naval mission given to a fleet to seize the goods from hostile or neutral countries that passes through the assigned regions. Let's do it. The Aegean Sea. So let me look, so what we're doing here is, as an unrecognized nation, which we are for the time being, do piracy in the Baltic Sea for 1 year or more. Yeah, let's send them here. There's our little boaty boat. Look at him go. Aw, we love you, boaty boat boat. Alright. Listen, leave the Balkans alone. What are you gonna steal? Pistachios? I'll take whatever I gotta steal to get that achievement. Oh, the Baltic Sea. I was thinking of the Balkans. The Balkans. That's what I was thinking of. No, the Baltic Sea. Right? Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. In the Baltic Sea. Oh my god. You know, now it makes sense why. I was always like, why? I don't know why I read that as the Balkans. I was like, why would they have this guy, the game director's thing, be about the Balkans? No, 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 no. Okay, okay. Oh, God, 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 God. Okay. The southern Baltic Sea, the northern Baltic Sea, does it really matter which one? I don't want to add it to the mission, I just want to do it there. Yeah, Baltic Sea's undisputed. Not an idiot, it happens. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you told me. Because you know what would have happened? In about a year of game time, I'd have come back here and be like, why am I not getting the achievement? Like an idiot. Oh, man. Sometimes I wonder how I survive as an adult. Alright, so 8 months left for Atmo Engine. 6 weeks till this is done, then we'll get our coal mine over there. We need more construction. We're getting a lot of investment pool here. So we need those government admins because we have a lot of unrealized taxes. We need those shipyards. Then we're going to add more construction up here. Boy, all right. Speaking of shipyards, so iron is a little expensive for them, but, well, yeah, everything is expensive in here. You know, I was about to ask, yeah, ship construction 1K. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? We're not passing anything. We got to do something for this. So let's get off of hereditary bureaucrats. I mean, actually, I would like to enact lax status order. I mean, if we could do that, why don't we? Oh, it looks like we have a good shot at it. So let's do that. So we only have 5 years left, and we have to get at least 8 here. So we have 2. If we get 3, 4. Shipbuilding is available in the free update as well, right? Yes, yes, it is. It is. Actually, you know, I have real quick. I think I still have the image up here of what's in the free update. And what's in the paid. Because, yeah, the ship building is definitely in there. I forget what aspect of it. No, I think all of it is part of the free update. Because usually it's like the mechanic is free, but then there's some added benefit you could do to get you something else. I think all of ship construction is free. Han people are experiencing severe effects of opium addiction. The use and abuse of the substance has spread throughout Kyushu. Tragic. That's all we can say is tragic. Members of the Japanese Dutch Society are greatly impressed by the advancements Netherlands have made in medicine. With urgency, they seek to model the Dutch approach to medical innovation. All right, what's going on in that society? So 0 appeasement. Ooh, we got 1,800 government expenses for 5 years, but we get research progress. We'll take the research progress. All right, all right. Oop, 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 oop. Now, I wonder... in terms of piracy, like, when will we see stuff? Oh, well, our boat isn't even there. Oh, it's going to take them 116 days to get there. Okay. So, we're definitely not seeing anything yet because they're not even there. All right, so 2 more years. 35 months. And then we can do the imperial marriage. Once we do that, all we got to do is get our legitimacy up to 75. And then we complete the honorable restoration. Although, well, then we got to actually get off of free trade. Sonojoy samurai of the Sendai domain have staged an attack on the in-construction French legation building in Edo. What would have been the first Western-style building in the city has been burned to the ground, with the perpetrators nowhere in sight. I don't want more radicals. Oh, I don't want to take -10 legitimacy either. That's gonna be more radicals. Yeah, forbid the Sendai from bearing arms in the city. We'll do that. Let's see what these guys want. Whispering through a haze of cigar smoke in Yamato Shunin's private dining hall, the G should discuss what compromises they might accept for changing their stance on lax status order. Money, political concessions, or up to 11. I don't think we can do that. We'll do the political concessions. 116 days for the good to return home after being stolen as well. Probably. Oh yeah, that's actually one of the new things in the update as well. I never noticed this before, but previously, no matter what type of ship you had, it moved around the map at the same speed. But now, ships move at different rates based on what you gave them. And so, I forget, there's like a propulsion... Speed, yep. So you can, when you're building the ship, you can upgrade it to move at a faster rate. $75 weeks here. Now, you know, another achievement we can add to the list here that we can do is... Mikasa e Sukasa, as Japan, sell a pre-dreadnought to a country with Hispanophone culture. So actually, I wonder... No, we can't... Oh, we can! Let's start improving... Oh, wait. Oh, no. What am I talking about? Culture. Yeah, Hispanophone. There we go. What am I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah. Let's improve relations with Spain. And then we'll sell them a ship. Because, you know... Oh, you know what else I realized? We have not saved the game once. This whole time. So let's also do that. Alright. Alright, so we got our coal mine now, which is good. We get the Atmo engine in 11 weeks. Perfect timing. So we'll be able to up this. Though previously opposing the lax status order laws, Katsu Takai has considered the samurai's political position and instead offers support. Who's this guy? Samurai authoritarian. Oh, I don't mind lowering his popularity then. But we'll only get +5 enactment chance instead of +10. Yeah, I'd rather get the +10 for this. Hey, Yashas, hello. When I played as Dynam, based on your guide, I was trying to establish companies in the 1860s, but here's the deal. When I tried to give the company a charter, I was only able to see a trade charter. Oh. If you don't have Charters of Commerce, the Charters of Commerce DLC, the only charter that you have available to you is the trade charter. So yeah, you get the mechanic of it, but the other charters are only available with the DLC, unfortunately. Alright, government admins, shipyards, and then we'll add 2 more construction. Oh, I was thinking I had to research a technology. Yeah, no, oh, that, yeah. I bet you're pulling your hair out for that. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, so that's the thing with all these new mechanics. So the mechanics are free, but usually there's like some extra features of the mechanic that come with the DLCs, and so that's kind of what they try to do. Yeah, understood. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Also very cool, you were trying to follow my playing as Dynam based on that construction tutorial I did. Very cool, very cool. How did it go? Oh, let's take a look at that gold mine we had. Make sure it's hired up. Yeah, I should start looking at some. Ah, we got the Atmo engine. Okay, let's slow it down for a second. Actually, perfect timing here. Upped our minting a little bit. Yeah. So these guys are gonna hire up in a moment. Well, got to the 1890s, got to about 30 million GDP, and then started playing Valorant. Okay, not bad. Pretty good then, pretty good. What? No, what do you mean unprofitable? All right, we're gonna subsidize it for now. But we're gonna add the Atmo engine to this. Tutorial when? Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it out as quickly as possible. My multiplayer game is on Friday. Unfortunately, it won't be on Friday. My brother is getting married on Thursday, so and he picked the week that this comes out for his wedding. So I'll still be playing the game, learning things throughout the week when I can. And I'm hoping maybe when I get back on the weekend, I might be able to have a video ready to go, but we'll see. Yeah, we should have informed the devs to delay. It would have been great. That would have been great if they did. I want to say to my brother when he told me the date, like, oh, I don't know if that's going to work for me. See, there's this video game I play, and they got a big update coming out that week. Be like, you're uninvited to the wedding. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of lax status order have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. Damn, man. Damn. We just got this bureaucracy. Well, 5%. Yeah, we can afford to lose that. We'll do that. And a lot of people are waiting for my tutorials, man. Well, then they're uninvited from the wedding, too. I'll be like, oh, no. No, it would have been nice if I had, was cool enough to get one of those, like, advanced copies. Could have had one ready to go. But alas, I'm not quite there yet. But I will have my laptop with me while I'm there. Just ask for one. Yeah, I don't even know who to ask. Like, they don't have, they don't publish, like, contact info for people at the game. Through the widespread introduction of the atmospheric engine in the mining industry, productivity is at an all-time high. Yeah, we'll take the text spread on that for water tube boiler, because we're actively researching it right now. Yeah, get a pirate ship and sail to their HQ. Yeah, unfortunately, if I get a pirate ship to sail to the Paradox HQ in Sweden, I'll probably end up in Greece. I'm like, I'm navigating to the Balkans, right? All right, so lax status order, hereditary bureaucrats. How do we not have a level 3? Hey! Have we been pirating for a year already? Look at that, episode 1, we got an achievement. Alright. Has it really been a year since we put that guy there? So, oh, look at that! We're getting 150 pounds a week from piracy. Oh, that is so awesome, actually. I love that. I wonder if that's hurting our diplomatic relations with the countries over there, though. Yeah, that's not a lot. I know. Yeah, probably, right? Yeah, let's take a look. Who's sending trade through that node? Yeah, so Sweden. Oh, no, we're kind of okay. What if I'm improving relations with them while I'm pirating their ships? This afternoon, Tokugawa Nariaki, leader of the samurai, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of lax status order. No, we'll take the 15%. Alright, so we're back to just aggro buildings for these guys. So we'll get these shipyards built, get ourselves a few more ship construction points. Then this. So now iron is affordable. So's wood. We need more tools. How many short are we? 73. So we'll build 2 more tools. And then we'll probably need a little bit more there. Alright, so that'll be good. Alright, so how many more months? 25 months, so we can do free trade. Criminal organizations have begun operating in Kyushu. We'll lose the 10% authority. We can afford that right now. Alright. Oh. Members of the Anti-British League have discreetly dispatched one of their number to amplify their mission in Tokugawa Shogunate's most widely read newspaper. So the daimyo would lose 1. I don't want to lose legitimacy, but who's in this Anti-British League? Oh, interesting. So we could either lose 1 approval with the daimyo or gain 1 by appeasing this, but we'll lose 5 legitimacy. But we're super righteous right now. So if we take this, we'll go down. Oh, well, we're already okay. So we're now at legitimate anyway. So we might as well take this. And now these guys will be at 3. All right, so we'll still get this, but they're almost off of it. All right. We move along. Ah, man, I really want to do more piracy now. Now I'm addicted to piracy. Alright. So we're gaining recognition. Oh, we have an option here now. Oh yeah, the frugal ordinance. Yeah, we didn't want this. We don't want this. Extra tax collection for this. Yeah, we'd have to build a naval fortification in Kanto and Osaka. So let's do that. Let's add that to the list. What does it take to build that? Iron. Oh, and small arms. Oh, you know, we don't have small arms yet. We gotta do that. Well, unfortunately, I am at the allotted time for this afternoon. So we're gonna have to stop here, but I'm gonna be continuing this run tonight. So I'll be back on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. So that's in about 6.5 hours from now. Lucky for you, I give you more time. Yeah, oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, like Michael Scott declaring bankruptcy, just be like, I declare you have more time. But yeah, I'll be back on tonight, so join me again tonight in about 6.5 hours. If you're on Twitch, we're gonna do a raid. The Generalist is actually streaming this, and we'll definitely raid into him, because nice to see him back doing some Victoria 3 while he's on his EU5 adventures. So if you're on YouTube, this will be a see you later. Hopefully see you tonight. If you're on Twitch, stick around for the raid. Yeah, just said Harris. See you later. Java, see you tonight. Yes, yes. Hopefully I'll see you guys tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everyone. Heavily, heavily appreciate you. But yeah, so if you're on Twitch, stick around for the raid. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, be awesome, my friends. I'll see you tonight.